Hey, what's up? Just wanted to talk about this early access price for a game called Ashes of Creation, which I think looks really cool. And yeah, if I could just buy every game I want, I would have a whole lot more than I already have, and I have plenty. But I just thought it was funny because I wasn't sure what the price is. I didn't do research on it. I just saw it. I've had it on my wish list, and I've been following them for a while on Steam. But I hadn't seen any announcements specifically on Steam about the price yet. Maybe I missed it. But apparently, I think they were, as far as I could tell by browsing some of the forums, it must have been a Kickstarter, or maybe if it wasn't a Kickstarter, it had its own website where you could purchase and whatever, get it before it was on Steam and stuff. So the early access, this just came out. Was that today? Today, yeah. Early access price is $50, and I've been pointing this out for a while because I think it's funny. I've been saying, like, I've been noticing this, like, the new normal price for early access games is $29.99, which is ridiculous. And it does range. It ranges from $29.99 to $34.99 to $39.99. That's the, like, kind of right, like right now the smaller budget games, I guess, are going for $29.99, while some of the higher budget ish games seem to be going for higher, right? It's been weird to watch because the quality has been varied throughout these prices. Like, some of the prices is just like, how dare you, and others, something like what's the one by Ori and the Blind Forest? I always forget the No Rest for the Wicked, right? It's a high quality game for sure. As an early, I still think it's ridiculous to have that price on an early access game. But I have a lot of love for the dev team as far as the Ori games. It is high quality stuff. So, but it's just, it's like, what the hell, man? This is craziness. Some people could, of course, say this is worth the price tag, which they do for this game as well. There are people defending the price. They're saying that a couple people said it has content worthy of the price tag. I saw that and I was like, really? Like, it's good to know, and it's also, I wonder how true that might be. So everybody has their own opinion on how much content would be for the. Like, I mean, I've seen people say, so I've seen this in the discussions. I've seen people say something like, I would spend $90 on a 4-hour game. And I think that was during the discussion of, like, GTA 6 and Borderlands 4. This was a few months ago or so, several months maybe. But I had seen that argument. I'd seen people say, like, yeah, I would, if the game's good enough, I'll spend $90 on it on a 4-hour game. Like, for real, I've seen all kinds of stupid arguments. Um, and that it's a very obvious show of the different tiers and wealth of people in society. Um, it's funny to me, so I can spot these people a mile away, but it's just weird, man. Anyways, this price is really freaking high. So this is a $49.99 game with the early access launch discount of, like, what was it, 43 something, 42.49. So a small discount for launching on in early access. And apparently, if you had already purchased this in, like, Kickstarter or whatever thing they had for it before it came to Steam, you got a lot more rewards for spending early into it. Like, right now, you don't get nothing if you if you kick in the early access. I think someone mentioned you get a sub. Like, you'll get maybe a month sub. I don't know all the details. Somebody said you should get a sub once the game goes fully live and is subscription based. Oh, whoops. So, not only, people were comparing it to World of Warcraft. This is an early access game. Stop defending this madness. It's crazy, and it could be a really good game, and it could be worth the money. It looks great to me. Like, it does. It looks cool. So I'm not just like, oh, the prices. It's just weird to me. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's been weird to see the price ranges on early access games right now is wacky. The new, like I said, seeing the new normal of early access games, like just a regular average price of early access games at $29.99 has, I'm just like, what is happening? What? It's a lot, man. It is a lot. And there are, of course, lower price games in the early access category, but, like, that but is the average of like any new game being added to early access right now is averaging $29.99. It's different even compared to, it's more, well, I guess it's on par with like an indie game, like a fully released indie game. The normal price for that now is $29.99 instead of what it used to be, $14.99, which was just a few years ago, about 5-ish years ago. Yeah, I'd seen it. This all happened between 2020, 2024, the inflation and, inflation, the prices on everything going up and being all wacky and crazy. But yeah, so indie games used to be anywhere, the average for indie game was $14.99 to $19.99. That was how much indie games used to go for. And now it's $29.99 to $34.99. Well, it used to be. Now we got rid of the penny, right? Penny's gone now, so we're gonna be catching up to that as well. It's gonna be funny to watch that happen. I had forgotten about this. One of the main reasons the penny even existed was for taxes. And somebody had told me this years ago, and I just never really thought about it. But I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, it's an interesting perspective on it, because part of the 99-cent thing was so that they could have less tax on the product by that missing 1 penny. Because the taxes are kind of like for every dollar you spend. So if you were spending $1.99, you wouldn't have that $2 tax. You would have the $1 tax. That one's a little weird, because taxes are weird, and it just depends on where you live, kind of, right? But it's just funny. So now no more pennies, right? But prices still kind of running on that normal old penny, whatever the word is for that. But there's still all that. But soon, within a few years, you won't be seeing 99 anymore, right? It's gonna be a flat $5, $10, $15, right? Like, that's coming. We're not there yet, but that is coming. So anyways, just funny, man. So the game looks freaking cool to me. The forums are funny to browse. I just did a quick look because I was gonna go say the same thing. I was like, what? Come on, man. Like what is this price? This is insane. And then I found out they were gonna have a subscription for the game when it comes out of early access. I don't really have a whole problem with that. I mean, I've spent subscriptions, I've done subscriptions before for many years. World of Warcraft is still one I return to sometimes. The pay model in that is so disgusting. It's weird to see, because the bigger companies are even worse, right? Like I would love to support a smaller indie company, but it's just when everything is screwing you over, like everything, you get mad at everybody, right? It's kind of funny to think about it like that. Like, it's just like, yeah, the indie games, like, it's not like I don't want them to make money, but like, this is a high price for an early access game. I remember thinking, I saw, when games were $35 in early access, it's like, what the hell, man? But this is the new normal. That's how it all works. It's slowly just, this went quick though. This price change, to me, it went quick. Crazy, man. Crazy to just watch that like, from $15 to $30 for indie games. That's double the price, man. It didn't even go up like $1 or $2. It would just boop, double the price. That was pretty funny, man. I know I had probably a couple other thoughts I wanted to share too. Let me see. I did write a couple things down just in case. Oh yeah, so the funny one to me is whenever anybody complains about any price of a game, no matter what. And I've seen people complain about $3 games, and I'm like, okay, for real, dude, get the hell out of here if you can't spend $3 on a game. Like, just shut up. Right? So I get it. But it's funny. But some people were saying, like, oh, plenty of people, half the thread of this one thread that's like probably 15 pages long now. But half of it was people just saying, you're broke. And it's just like, I bet every single time I see a person say something like that, every time, no matter what, the first thing I think is that person has never bought anything for themselves. They probably never even had a job. They've definitely never paid bills, ever. This is not a person that has actually paid bills, like food, groceries, bills, electric, water, stuff like that. and I could be wrong, but that is, to me, that's what I see when I see people say stuff like that. I'm like, whatever, man, that's just idiotic. But then that comes into the wealth tiers. You know, you get into these different different how much people make and whatever. That does change things. Like, oh yeah, I was thinking about like that people were talking about like they would spend $90 on a 4 hour game, and I'm like, well, look, man, if I had billions of dollars and I never had to think about money ever about it, I would spend $1,000 on a 4 hour game. Who cares, right? Like, it's just stupid. It's so stupid. Like, plenty of people don't understand the actual like worth of things or value, and not even like value and worth inside of a video game product, but just in general, like, because that system is all out of whack, dude, you know. But and it seems like the majority of the voices are always from the people that have too much money or a lot of money or whatever, and they don't understand what it's like to live on minimum wage at all. It's funny. It's weird to me. I'm like, I don't know. It's weird to me because like every most people I've known, most not all, most people I've known throughout my life were minimum wage workers, if they worked. The other people I knew were living off of benefits, not just like people that were on social security, like my mom, disability and stuff. So there are people that I've talked to that don't even have a job, never had a job in the past 30, 40 freaking years, and they will tell me that I need to work more, get a second job, and because if I was complaining about prices on things, they just, oh, just get another job, just work more hours, like, and they haven't had a job in a really long time. Or they were born rich and stuff. Like, it's always something stupid. So I never understand why there's not more vocal, like, I just don't get how the majority aren't minimum wage workers. This is very strange to me. Anyways, some people pointed, they were like, this should have been free to play. Meh. That's an interesting thing because I've seen it before too, where like some cool looking games or whatever, they end up going free to play because they weren't popular enough to charge, and that's just not even with the sub, right? It's just a basic normal price, and they ended up going free to play. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've seen a few games do this, and it didn't help at all. It didn't help. It's really, you know, marketing, word of mouth. Like, the game have to be known. If nobody knows about the game, nobody's gonna buy it. Nobody's gonna play it. That kind of a thing. Especially if you need a player base for like an MMORPG. If it's just a straight flat single player campaign, I imagine it would suck for a developer to make a game, right? Be all into it, put their heart and soul into it and stuff, and then it just doesn't get anything, right? Like, nobody knows about it, nobody's playing, nobody talks about it. And then the few people that might look at it or play it, you know, trash on it because it's an indie game, so it's not very polished and it's kind of, you know, clunky and whatever, you know, that kind of thing. It's pretty funny. But yeah, the ones that actually require like some kind of ongoing connectivity or ongoing life, or you know, it's weird. But yeah, so it's gonna have a sub. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about, the sub thing. I don't mind so much the sub, but what will happen, I imagine, and all because every game does it, even with a sub, no matter what, they all have their cosmetics, they all have their DLC, their microtransactions. It made me sick to death when World of Warcraft added a cash shop. One of the worst things I'd ever seen in my entire life, and then that became the normal. Became the normal. That became the normal. Didn't used to be that way, man. It's pretty disgusting. I remember free content patches in games, and many years ago, free content patches. Diablo 2 is a perfect example. They had done, besides the expansion that they had done, in between and after the expansion, in between, before the expansion came out and after it came out, were multiple patches, huge updates to like everything, gameplay, now all kinds of stuff. But yeah, now it's all everything's paid, like skins and crap, and it's just disgusting, man. It's really sad. So they'll have that too, I imagine. I didn't like study it up. I think somebody had mentioned that on the forum as well. Maybe they're wrong, but yeah, I was surprised to see not only was it gonna have, but you know what's funny about the early access thing? And this was something I forgot about. This something people were pointing out, is that you pay for early access. But once the game launches with a sub, uh, it will only require you to pay the sub to play it. So I guess it's not free to play, but it's sub only, I guess, right? Like, I wonder how they'll have to. I didn't even think of that. That's funny. They'd have to start off with a trial of some kind, right? Something just to so you could create an account and then have the game and then subscribe to it. That's what a. Anyways, that's funny. Yeah. So no, it's a $50 early access charge, and then once it goes fully launched, it'll have a sub without a price on it, which is it's strange. People were pointing out this stuff. They're like, well, you're basically paying to be a tester. It should be the other way around. And then people have been pointing this out for many years with just early access games in general. So I think it's kind of funny. But anyways, the main reason I felt like sharing this and talking about it is just because I'd come across this game like a week or two ago, maybe. I don't know how long ago. It's newish to me. Not super familiar with it, but I saw it and I was like, man, this looks cool. I'm still into it. I'm even if this came out in early access for $29.99, I'd still wait for a sale. That's just how I am. I'm a broke boy, whatever. But that cracks me up, man. Makes me laugh. That's another reason why I hate the middle class and just rich people in general, because they're just so ignorant to reality of a minimum wage job. It cracks me up, man. It does. It makes me laugh. It's just like, all right. But what gets me too is the people. That's like I said. I don't understand. I don't. Oh, some people I've talked to in real life, and a couple of my friends who have worked minimum jobs will have the same complaints. But I have heard them say the same things as others. It's the weirdest thing when you hear people that experience the same thing that I do. Like, I hear them talking like the middle class. I hear them regurgitating crap that I hear from the mainstream, just normal society, the majority voice and stuff. And I'm like, it doesn't make. I know you know better, so why are you repeating what these other people? It doesn't make any sense. It's just weird, man. Anyways, the cool looking game though, for sure. But yeah, all right. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.